Giving evidence in Parliament today, the Home Secretary Suella Braverman and the Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick both claimed that they'd improved the way in which government liaises with authorities across the country when it comes to processing migrants. There is a huge amount for us to pick apart here, and here to do it is our Home and Security Editor, Mark White, who's with me now. Mark, it's tough to know where to start when it comes to this stuff, isn't it?
Well, there is huge and growing pressure on the government to do something about the small boats crisis. Both Suella Braverman and Robert Jenrick, as you said, up before Parliament today. Suella Braverman again acknowledging that it is a broken asylum system. She spoke in terms of the numbers. She gave us an idea of the total numbers and how Albanians in particular factor into that model and what they're doing to slow down the asylum and modern slavery processing protocols. And she said that 42,130 Channel migrants had come across the English Channel in small boats so far this year. More than 12,000 of those are Albanians, according to the Home Secretary. And she also confirmed that only 36 Albanian asylum seekers have been deported in the last month, really during the time we had this crisis at the Manston Processing Centre. And one of the big issues is that many of the Albanians coming across are claiming to be victims of modern slavery. 2,916 Albanians claim to have been trafficked and were victims of modern slavery. And what that is doing is it's then jamming up this national referral process that we have. And Suella Braverman gave a stark illustration of just how much of a delay there is now in getting your human slavery, modern day slavery allegation investigated. This is what she said.
The reality is that our legal framework is allowing those claims to be made and then processed. And you can really see that when it comes to modern slavery. A few years ago, it would take on average approximately 40 days before a decision would be made on modern slavery grounds. And now, because the system has been overwhelmed, largely by people coming here illegally on small boats, it's now taking over 400 days. So, and the law in our Modern Slavery Act obliges the state to carry out an assessment of someone's modern slavery claim.
But an absolutely massive issue for me here on GBNews, and one that I am not going to drop anytime soon because it's not going away anytime soon, is this issue of migrant hotels. And it's all very well and good clearing the Manston Detention Centre. It's all very well and good saying that we're now dispersing all of these people and that they can be processed elsewhere. But that does mean that they've got to go somewhere, and even rural hotels now. But one of the big bugbears for me is whether or not we already have a British homelessness problem in this country, certainly when it comes to maybe young people or armed forces veterans. And that has been laid bare in an exclusive, Mark, that you've brought to us now. Yeah,
that was brought home to us starkly in a reporting that we have done up in Blackpool, which has an acute homelessness problem. Some 800 people in that town are classed as homeless. Now, not all of those are rough sleepers. A smaller proportion of them are. But we had heard that a number of these rough sleepers are sleeping out effectively in the shadow of a hotel that's housing some 300 people that crossed the Channel illegally.